is up, everybody? Owen Shapiro from Shap Movies and Shap Podcasts. Today, I wanted to talk more about film, what it means to me, and why film matters so much to me. Film can be a way of reading through visual literacy. It can be a way of understanding the past through Sunset Boulevard, or the future through Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. Although something that speaks to me about film is communication. Communication of learning how to go about a situation through film, of learning what to do in specific moments and times, and lessons to listen to, and how to be your best self. Part of that comes from the inside, but film can be a representation to your future and how you can implement some values from film to your future, such as Shawshank Redemption of hope. Hope is a good thing and no good thing ever dies. Or Whiplash of working your hardest, or La La Land of being the best one who goes the distance, even if the relationship fails. Part of that is the idea that film never ends. In thousands of years from now, film will be looked at as paintings, art, sculptures, and, maybe theater, but that'll be more of the writing. But the painting aspect of film, as in every film is its own art, and a lot of the films can stretch art. The unknown breaks the wall and boundaries of acting. Timothée Chalamet's acting in that film is incredible. It's one of the performances of the 21st century that will change film forever. It's 6:20 in the morning. I'm walking on my college campus. There's no one out here. No one's walking. Not many people, at least, are walking to the gym. Most people are, trying to sleep and get their rest in, which is great. But all I'm going to say is this. I'm being therapeutic. Leave a day to be therapeutic. But I'm going to say this. On other days, I feel it's important to motivate yourself. It's important to get up in the morning. It's important to be your best self and feel happiness, the joy of being your number one. Owen's number one. You are number one. Whoever's listening to this, you are number one. And you can make your number one by having the job that you love, so choosing your job that you love. And for me, mine is filmmaking. And filmmaking is just a very powerful, positive way of expressing my inner thoughts and inner, maybe like my friend Bruce's dad says, inner demons, inner monsters, expressing the inner anxiety I have in myself, which may not be huge right now, but certainly years ago it was much bigger. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that we all have differences, but we could all improve. Just, emotionally express, whether it's me being a director or making creative art, or it can even be making your own business and building it up. Just that path, that process, the way of improving and being better and better. And it's not always immediate, but just know if you're not feeling it in yourself, I'm feeling it, and you can use me as a motivation to feel it. And as I'm walking to the gym, I may not even, it's not even my workout day. I'm just walking because I love being positive, loving to improve. I love to feel I'm being my most motivated. And I even got 2 weeks of homework done early before I even had it done. Before I even had it due that day. And I'm happy I was able to get it done, and I'm happy I was able to be a positive influence and always asking questions and curious of how does this work and how does that work and how does each piece play its part. And, you know, sort of like how Thomas Edison made the camera. There's always a way to create. And if you can't find it immediately, you create it and eventually you'll find it. Eventually there's a way to find it. I also feel good, as in this is a great way to live my life, as in I always feel like I'm in basketball camp. When I was in basketball camp when I was younger, all the best athletes, they're like, oh, you know, Jason Tatum, he went to our camp. He woke up early, 1 hour before everyone else, just to get practice in. Everyone else woke up before. You would name all these draft picks that woke up beforehand to get practice in and were drafted very high. And while I'm not playing a 100% of sport, I do feel I can be my best if I stay motivated and I try to achieve my goals. Live each, like Bruce's dad says again, day by day. And then, you know, create your path. You know, he's, Bruce's dad he goes and he helps people motivationally and speaks. It's just a positive thing to be around positive people. So I'm not here for no reason. I'm here for a reason. Filmmaking. And because of that, I'm just really excited to have this day going. I'm excited to talk about movies. So let's get to our first movie. I recently have seen the movie Hugo, and this movie is the question of morality when everything is destroyed. The main character, obviously, he lives in a train station up at the top, and he's hiding. But he's trying to find goals, and he's reaching goals. And the main character ends up discovering George Méliès. And now I want you to hear this. This is very important. George Méliès had over 800 films destroyed. This is a true story. Over 800 destroyed. He directed all of those films. And they were all burnt. He burnt them all. During World War I, the soldiers saw them and they were all burnt. But eventually, through the museum, he was able to get his films back. I meant to say over 500 films, but still, I mean, he is such an inspiration on film today. He created the narrative. He saw the projection in the circus, and he asked if he wanted if he could have some of the film stock for the projection, and they wouldn't give it to him. They said it's simply just a circus. It's simply just a circus. But what ended up happening was he decided he would make his own. He made his own industry. And he was able to make, possibly being the greatest director ever, possibly being the most influential director in the early 1900s. I would say so. And this man, he should be in every museum. He should be known around the world. Even if 500 of his films, 500 of his films were all burnt, he should be known for being a founder of the entertainment of what we know today. Obviously, when you're watching this, the Oscars will be over. I'm sure they'll be finished by now. But once that happens, I'm going to give my top 10 films of the year of 2024 in 2025. And it's going to be a fun thing. And, you know, so many great movies between Anora, which I thought was a really creative movie, The Brutalist, Bob Dylan, a complete unknown, The Substance, Gladiator 2, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Challengers. These are just some of the incredible films that made what we have of last year to this year. And I know sometimes people can complain, but I really think that those films are an important piece of now, our decade, in our history, because when it's 20, 40, 60, 80 years from now, people will be looking back at film and they'll be wondering what made the films of the 2020s, of the early 21st century. And those are some of the films. Definitely Anora, definitely The Brutalist, will be some of those films that influenced people, inspired people, allowed people to expand their craft and understand how to create stories, narratives, ideas, creative structures. And I think that's very important. And that brings me to sports movies. I am a huge sports movie person. I am very into sports. I am largely into sports movies. And I'm just very excited by all the sports movies, especially tennis movies. As football is my favorite to watch, tennis movies are the best sports movies. I really think that. And I do believe that tennis movies are, they're very gritty, and they're sweaty and rough. They're depicting the harsh competition, the rough competition. And I think that's a great thing to depict in film, because that is there. Competition is a real emotion and a real feeling, and the will to get up. Just like what they say in Batman Begins, the will to act, the will to improve, the will to keep going, be at your best. And it's just a positive experience to be around, just consistently trying to get better and better and better. I'm very proud to have been a part of situations around people, whether it's in sports or in other situations where I can feel like I'm around influence of the best capabilities to do my best. And I'm just really happy I'm able to speak, and I'm here. I'm able to be a person who's a positive mindset, and just be just like I tell some friends, like we tell each other, just be good. You don't have to be the greatest ever. Just be good. Just be a good person, and you've already completed step one, step back. So that's it, everybody. I'm about to start my day. I'm really excited, and I'm about to be my most creative, my most positive, my most open, my most willing to act and improve and to be me, Owen Shapiro. And I believe everybody has that creative in themselves to begin, to start that run, to keep going, and to believe that you can do this. Even look up directors, they have it in them. Many people have it in them, and I see it in you. I see it in you. I see it in whoever's watching this. I feel you can be at your greatest peak right now and extend that peak as long as you can have it. Don't let things block you, bind you down. You define you. You define your industry. You make your own industry. And I'm Owen Shapiro, and I'm out. See you guys.